Hi all, welcome to TutorSpot. In this video, let's discuss about parse trees. So what is this parse tree? This parse tree is a graphical representation of your derivation that filters out the order in which the productions are applied to replace non-terminals. Generally, in the parse tree, we have the root nodes, internal nodes and the leaf nodes. Suppose consider this is the structure of the parse tree for example. Then the starting node is called as the root node and the internal nodes are the nodes that are having children. These are present in the middle of the parse tree and the child nodes are called as the leaf nodes. These parse trees will be having some properties. They are each internal node of your parse tree represents the application of your production. Means it will represent what the next leaf node is or what its next production is like that. And next, all the internal nodes are non-terminals. Means uppercase letters or variables like that. And all the leaf nodes are terminals. Means lowercase letters or digits. And all the leaf nodes reading from the left to right will be the output of the parse tree. Suppose if the node n is labeled as x, that means the internal node, and the children node means it can also be the leaf node sometimes. These children nodes n1, n2, n3 and so on nk are labeled as x1, x2, x3 and so on xk respectively. And the starting symbol is A. Then the production will be A produces x1, x2, x3 and so on xk. Let's see how to draw the parse tree with an example. Suppose we have the grammar E produces E plus E or E into E or minus E or within the parenthesis E or ID. Then obtain the string minus ID plus ID using this grammar. Here we have the start symbol E and the non-terminal V as E and the terminals plus, into, minus, parenthesis and ID. Let's see the step-by-step process of constructing this parse tree using context-free grammar. Here only one production has to be applied in every step. So in the first step we took the root node E. Then in the second step we applied minus E to this root node as we have the production E produces minus E in our grammar. Next in the third step we applied E within the parenthesis to this E node. Next in the fourth step we applied E plus E for this E as we also have E produces E plus E production in the given grammar. In the next step this E is replaced with ID as we have the production E produces ID. And in the final step this E is replaced with ID. And the required string is generated. So the output is minus within the parenthesis ID plus ID parenthesis closed. Let's see another example with same grammar to produce the string ID plus ID into ID. First taking the root node E, then this E produces E plus E as we have the production E produces E plus E in this grammar, and then this E produces ID as we have the production E produces ID, and then this E produces E into E as we have the production E produces E into E, and then this E is replaced with ID, and in the next step this E is also replaced with ID. So the parse tree is generated and the required string ID plus ID into ID is obtained. This is how we construct the parse trees. Hope you all understand. Thank you.